We are not meant to be perfect. We are meant to be whole. The secret of losing weight is patience. Good enough is good enough. We're not supposed to be perfect. We're supposed to be complete. Perfection is a toxic desire. We are not supposed to be perfect. The challenge is not to be perfect. It's to be whole. You can run the office without a boss, but you can't run an office without secretaries. Prostitutes are the inevitable product of a society that places ultimate importance on money, possessions, and competition. If adolescent pregnancy prevention is to become a priority, then our strategy as advocates must contain the key elements: civic engagement and education. You can do one of two things: just shut up, which is something I don't find easy, or learn an awful lot very fast, which is what I tried to do. If you allow yourself, you can become stronger in the very places that you've been broken. I don't think there's anything more important than making peace before it's too late, and it almost always falls to the child to try to move toward the parent when food becomes the enemy. Every time we lose the fight, we not only gain weight, but lose our self-esteem as well. Christ was the first feminist, and because of that I've learned from his teaching to call myself a Christian feminist, adding that her faith is not a matter of traditions and dogmas, but rather a spiritual experience. Men fear that becoming we will erase his I. For women, our we is our saving grace. Women's relationships are like a renewable source of power. Someone once said that under the bell jar of compliance, the only thing that blooms is rage. We cannot always control our thoughts, but we can control our words, and repetition impresses the subconscious, and we are then master of the situation. When you can't remember why you're hurt, that's when you're healed. When you have to work real hard to recreate the pain, and you can't quite get there, that's when you're better. Whatever kind of workout you settle on, it should include the big three of exercise for health and fitness: aerobics, resistance exercises, and stretching. It's about time we make the well-being of our young people more important than ideology and politics. As a country, we benefit from investing in their future by investing in teen pregnancy prevention. You don't learn from successes. You don't learn from awards. You don't learn from celebrity. You only learn from wounds and scars and mistakes and failures. And that's the truth. Women are rising. It's going to get harder before it gets easier. But we can do it if we realize that we have the power. Women will always be the leaders of change. The people who did you wrong, or who didn't quite know how to show up, you forgive them, and forgiving them allows you to forgive yourself too. My life is a stairway to heaven, not a decline into decrepitude. It is never too late to master your weaknesses. When I say women are the agents of change, I really should say women and girls. Ultimately, we must concern ourselves with pulling out by its roots the decadence that controls our culture, the profit motive that controls our culture. I have a confidence about my life that comes from standing tall on my own 2 feet. The bond between a parent and child is the primary bond, the foundation for the rest of the child's life. The presence or absence of this bond determines much about the child's resiliency and what kind of adult they will grow up to be. We don't need to be perfect. We're not supposed to be perfect. We're supposed to be complete, and you can't be complete if you're trying to be perfect. Pay more attention to losing inches than losing pounds. Look what scares you in the face and try to understand it. Empathy is revolutionary. Women don't make the decisions in the media. Even if you see women on camera, they have to answer to the person upstairs, which is mostly men. Women only hold 3% of the decision-making offices in the media. People think actresses find public speaking easy, and it's not easy at all. We're used to hiding behind masks. You cannot expect your children to be happy eating esoteric beige-colored foods when their friends get soda pop, Snickers, and Twinkies. Magazines, books, novels, TV, internet, movies, all of those things is what creates our consciousness. Through therapy and a lot of thinking and writing my memoirs, I've been able to use my life as a lesson. In this country, the only way a minority can get anything done is to make a little noise. One part of wisdom is knowing what you don't need anymore and letting it go. If the career you have chosen has some unexpected inconvenience, console yourself by reflecting that no career is without them. We're still living with the old paradigm of age as an arch. That's the old metaphor. You're born, you peak at midlife and decline into decrepitude. Eat only when you are hungry, not because it is 1 o'clock or 7 o'clock or whatever. There are no shortcuts and no sweatless quickies. The glow and energy of the healthy woman is the ultimate beauty, the only beauty that will last. When women have reclaimed their voices and men reclaimed their hearts, we won't be invading countries, we won't be feeling that we have the right to launch preemptive wars. Adult women, all of us, have to come to grips with how we have been affected by gender norms and how we have been silenced. We have to help our daughters, understanding it within ourselves and helping our young girls stand up for themselves is one way. This toxic striving for perfection is a female thing. How many men obsess about being perfect? For men generally, good enough is good enough. A mother who is obsessing about being thin and dieting and exercising is not going to be a very good mother. Stay curious, keep learning and keep growing, and always strive to be more interested than interesting. Jane Seymour Fonda, born December 21, 1937, was born via caesarean section at Doctors Hospital in New York City. Her parents were Canadian-born socialite Francis Ford Seymour and American actor Henry Fonda. Jane Fonda is an American actress and activist. Recognized as a film icon, Fonda's work spans several genres and over 6 decades of film and television. She is the recipient of numerous accolades, including 2 Academy Awards, 2 British Academy Film Awards, 7 Golden Globe Awards, a Primetime Emmy Award, the Offie Life Achievement Award, the Honorary Palme d'Or, and the Cecil B. DeMille Award. Fonda made her acting debut with the 1960 Broadway play There Was a Little Girl, for which she received a nomination for the Tony Award for Best Featured Actress in a Play, and made her screen debut later the same year with the romantic comedy Tall Story. She rose to prominence during the 1960s with the comedies Period of Adjustment 1962, Sunday in New York 1963, Cat Ballou 1965, Barefoot in the Park 1967, and Barbarella 1968 before receiving her first Oscar nomination for They Shoot Horses, Don't They? 1969. Fonda then established herself as one of the most acclaimed actresses of her generation, winning the Academy Award for Best Actress twice in the 70s. In 1982, Fonda released her first exercise video, Jane Fonda's Workout, which became the highest-selling videotape of its time. It was the first of 22 such videos over the next 13 years, which collectively sold over 17 million copies, earning a Tony Award for Best Actress in a Play nomination. She has since starred in the independent films Youth 2015 and Our Souls at Night 2017, and on Netflix's comedy series Grace and Frankie 2015-2022, for which she earned a nomination for the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Comedy Series. Fonda was a political activist in the counterculture era during the Vietnam War. In 2005, along with Robin Morgan and Gloria Steinem, she co-founded the Women's Media Center, an organization that works to amplify the voices of women in the media through advocacy, media and leadership training, and the creation of original content. Fonda serves on the board of the organization. Based in Los Angeles, she has lived all over the world, including 6 years in France and 20 in Atlanta.